I got to ask this question: where do you think automotive is heading? We already know that manufacturers are actually pushing on EVs, so dealerships are going to have to learn electric vehicles and sell more electric vehicles. What I see happening, and this is my theory, is I think there's going to be less and less vehicles on the ground. I think it's going to go more into ordering. More than ever, and there's some that are having that happen right now. I mean, I remember stopping inside of a Tesla store. This was in Jacksonville, and there were probably 3 or 4 different models that they had inside of this strip mall. But you could come in, you can make your appointment, you could look at the vehicle, you could schedule a test drive, and we remember that you could schedule a test drive, and they were encouraging orders is what was happening. And what you do see from that is there's not a huge Taj Mahal of a dealership, but what you did see was more experience focused, more one-on-one. So what I feel is going to be the future of automotive is going to be more of experience selling. It's going to be less huge dealerships with miles and miles of cars on the ground, and there's going to be a few models, and there's going to be a lot of test drives there, and people are going to be able to go and order their dealerships. Now you're going to say, well, what about the service department, the F&I, and all this other stuff? There are some automotive dealers or used car dealers like a CarMax who actually, they hit it on the head. They actually let people be in charge of their financing. And financing is going to be a little easier. It's going to be more on the consumer. And I also believe, like the service department, I don't think they will never ever get rid of the service department, but I do see the service department kind of being standalone and appointment driven as well. And there's going to be some automotive people who say, like, we would never disconnect sales away from service. Sometimes when people want to come get service, they don't want to be sold. And sometimes when people go to buy, they don't want to think about service. It works both ways. But I think the future is going to be less inventory, more online, more you doing your own financing, having professionals, more experience, more test drives. That's what I see happening more and more of. I see less and less of the vehicles being pumped from manufacturers. I see more electronic vehicles in the market. But you have to think about it. If you look around now, there's some markets, they just don't have the infrastructure for a lot of dealerships. Right now, there are a lot of dealerships that sell vehicles and they don't have enough time and enough bays to be able to service them all. So you may start seeing dealers do things really smart, like having these small auto service centers. So instead of seeing a Meineke like you used to see years ago, you may see a Rick Hendrick, service center right there. And you can make an appointment at a service center, and it's off the beaten path, and they don't have to have a ton of inventory, a ton of space, a lot of money tied into floor plans, and dealerships can still be profitable on all ends. They can also have money on service sales, F&I, and a lot more tools. So that's what I think is the future of automotive. It's a lot, just my theory. I'm sticking to it.